Hi everyone, and thank you for joining LKCS's Online Advertising 101 webinar. My name is Jessica Guadiana, and I'm a digital marketing specialist here at LKCS, and I manage online advertising accounts on behalf of our clients. For those of you who may be new to LKCS, we are a one-stop shop for marketing and design services. We offer website design, digital marketing, statement solutions, direct mail, printing, and a lot more. We are also a certified Google Partner Agency, which means we've demonstrated our knowledge of the platform through annual testing, and the accounts we manage actively prove our expertise and effectiveness each day, which actually helps us maintain our certification. So today I'm going to present an introductory overview of Google Ads, which is the top online advertising platform available. And much of what you learn about Google Ads and even its structure can make it easy jumping over to other platforms like Bing Ads or Facebook Ads. So we're going to keep things simple and just focus on Google for today. We're going to cover what online advertising is, some benefits, targeting the right audience, where to reach them, the anatomy of an ad and best practices, how to measure performance, planning out your budget, and then managing your accounts. So I want to start by giving a basic explanation of how most online advertising works. Basically, you're buying advertising space on a search engine, for example. So you're selecting which keyword searches your ad should come up for and what your ad should say. Then each time someone clicks on your ad, you're charged a fee, which can be something like 20 cents a click or even much higher. But you get to decide at most what your bid is or how much you're willing to pay. And with basic settings, you'll pay no more than that amount you've set. You can also set a daily budget, which can help keep your account's overall costs in control. So it could be $10 or $20 a day, or even higher at $200 or $500 per day or more. You set what fits your budget and goals and adjust as needed. And we'll actually talk about budgets a little later on. So you're all here. You know there's value in this type of marketing strategy. But let's go over a few things we know that ads can do. If you're a small local bank or credit union with just one branch, but in town there's also 2 US banks and 3 Wells Fargos, it can be hard to compete with those big names. So what ads can do is that they can actually create brand awareness. You can put up your logo, your branding, your message in front of the right audience at the right time while they're active online. So these types of ads can get tens of thousands of views, and they can get repeated views by the same people, which can build up name recognition. And that can translate to a better return on other marketing or advertising you're doing elsewhere. So your website is super important. It's basically an online brochure, but when you have little new traffic coming in or current account holders who are only coming to log into their accounts, it's not working for you in all of the ways that it could. And that can just be a matter of not driving the right audience to your site. Online ads are a very quick and effective way to do that, to get traffic from people interested in opening a savings account or applying for a loan. They're already going to Google and looking up websites to get this information. So if you're not visibly there, you're missing out on an easy source of traffic. And this is the quickest way to get listed. Website traffic is great, but getting shoes in the door can be even better. So ads can be set to show location information if a person is physically nearby a branch. They are eligible to show on Google Maps, which is great for people who are looking for something nearby in the moment. We know that the end goal for your marketing initiatives is to have more account holders, more loans, more deposits. And it does take time to get a person to close a deal on things like that. But it's not the only goal to measure. You can use online ads to grow other areas of engagement that can eventually lead to those big end result goals. So perhaps growing email marketing signups is important for turning an interested person to a new account holder. You can use online ads to drive up subscriptions. Same thing for social media likes and follows, or even video subscriptions. Whatever key points along the customer journey you can grow that will eventually drive new accounts, that is something online ads can actually help you with. We know what ads can do, but who needs to see our ads? who will help us reach our goals. So let's define some of the audiences that we can reach. Reaching people searching on Google is going to be your easiest way to start. Start by figuring out what you want to show up for. Is it something specific like auto loans or checking accounts? Once you've figured this out, group them together into similar themes and do some keyword research. Using tools or services for keyword research can actually show you what people are typing in or even saying to Google to get results back. You can then bid on these terms so that your ads show up if someone searches those phrases. As much as 96% of website visitors will leave your site without taking any sort of action. They need time to make a decision. They're comparison shopping, procrastinating, they're constantly distracted. So it's unlikely they'll reach out to you on their first visit. So you need a way to stay connected with them after they've gone. And remarketing ads will allow you to do this by keeping your brand and messaging in front of these audiences as they do more searches on Google or browse around on other websites. Each person who's been on your website can be cookied or tagged, which then adds them to a list of users that have viewed your website or certain pages on it. And so now they are eligible to see your ads based on this activity. So the easiest example of remarketing is if you've ever been online shopping for shoes and you've viewed a few pairs and then moved on to check your email or read some articles. But now all of a sudden, you notice those shoes are appearing in ads on these sites. That's remarketing. So in-market audiences. This is a great targeting method that I don't think is used enough. In-market audiences are essentially groups of people who've been identified as being highly interested in a product or service. They have been actively researching or comparing products and services online. And Google collects this data on a person and puts them into a pool of users, a list of people who are in market for something. And there are many lists you can choose from. So for home loans, you can target audiences interested in just mortgages, or you can get more specific with interests in mortgage refinancing, home equity loans, or home purchase loans. So imagine being able to target people who are nearly ready to contact a financial institution, but are still searching on Google or are browsing around the internet. These people do not have to be a past website visitor or have made any contact with you to be eligible to see your ads. So it's great for getting your brand and promotions in front of a new audience. All right, so these three targeting methods are great, but if you're a credit union with a small membership area, you need to make sure your ads aren't blasted across the country. It doesn't make sense for someone in California to see your ads if you're a local credit union in Illinois. So you can avoid this by setting your ads to show only in areas that matter to you. It can be set by radius, cities, counties, states, and zip codes. So anyone who is in your designated area and is searching or browsing online can be eligible to view your ads. And anyone who is outside of that shouldn't see your ads at all. So Google offers a couple of places to reach people. We've already talked about Google Search, which includes their own search engine, as well as other smaller search engine sites that they've partnered with over the years. But I'd actually like to dive a little deeper into Google's display network, because there are some interesting options here. The display network consists of hundreds of thousands of websites your ads can be eligible to show on. Each site, regardless of its size and popularity, has been approved to be part of this network you can advertise with. The pricing is generally pretty good. So as an example, over the last 30 days, our display campaigns received on average 84,000 impressions, 455 clicks, at an average cost of 37 cents per click. So on average, campaigns spent around $168 for a month of advertising that potentially reached 84,000 views. You can leave it up to Google to decide which sites your ads will show on, or you can actually use some targeting methods to get more precise. With contextual targeting, this allows you to target websites based on their content. Here, you'll be entering in keywords or topics you'd like to focus on, and Google will try to match these with the content on websites that are part of the display network. So if you want to target sites that are talking about mortgages, Google will try to match you with sites that cover this subject. With managed placements, you can handpick which websites or mobile apps you specifically like your ads to show up on. So there are sites available like 20somethingfinance.com, which has about 500,000 to 1 million weekly impressions. And this can help you connect with millennial-aged and younger audiences. Zillow.com, the real estate site, this can help you connect with potential home buyers who will be in need of a loan eventually. So it's great to go with managed placements if you have a very specific audience or goal in mind. If you're going for kind of a broad reach with brand awareness, it actually may be best to allow Google to select the sites on your behalf. So Gmail, globally, we know there are about 1.5 billion account users. But locally, we can assume that it's probably the primary email platform people are using. Gmail ads show up when you're logged in and checking your inbox or using your Gmail app. When an ad is clicked on, it can take the user to a landing page on your website, or it can expand to the size of an email. So here's where you can include a specific message or even embed a form for lead acquisition or even show a video. Your ads can also be starred or saved by users so that they can view it again later, and it can even be forwarded as an email message to someone else. So YouTube, we know people are watching all kinds of crazy stuff on there, but they're actually also using it for research to learn more about a topic. This could be something like house hunting tips, mortgage tips, maybe even car buying tips. So you can leave it up to Google to choose which channels you advertise on, or you can choose relevant YouTube channels. And there are channels like The Financial Diet with over 700,000 subscribers, and Car Buyer, which has over 550,000 subscribers. So do some research and figure out which channels make sense for you. So now we know why we want to run ads, who to target, and where to place them. So now we need to figure out what to say and how to say it. So let's look at what we're working with here. Your main ad consists of 3 headlines, which will be your main attention getters. Each headline has 30 characters to work with. So you better make your message short and sweet. Include anything that helps you stand out from your competitors. Include keywords you're bidding on, your service area to show that you're local, and even your brand name. There are 2 description lines which support your headlines, and each line has up to 90 characters. And you can use it to elaborate and draw in your audience. So a good call to action here can also help drive up clicks. So that is the base of a standard text ad, but there are actually extra features now that run along with your ads, and these are called ad extensions. They give you more space to feature extra content and opportunities to get more clicks. So site links are basically like mini ads that run along with your main ad copy. They can feature just a headline, or they can have 2 description lines of text with it, and you can use them to direct users to related pages. So as an example, if you had an ad on student loans, you can use the main ad to take them to the student loan page, but then use site links to direct them to a page on rates, or your contact us page, or a locations page, or whatever other page might be relevant to and useful to the user. Callout extensions can be used to highlight other aspects about you and your products. If you have a rates special going on, 24-hour customer service, loan pre-approvals, this is a space to shine a light on what makes you different. Structured snippets, these highlight types of products or services you offer. Here you can highlight the types of savings accounts you have, or checking accounts, or mortgage loans. They are not links, but they provide a quick synopsis of the products or services you offer. And then location extensions show along with your ad only if someone is physically nearby your location. This helps draw in actual visits to your branches by showing your address with the ad. So you must have a Google My Business listing for each of your branches for this to work. And Google will know which address to display based on the user's physical location. And then there are app extensions, which are great if you want to encourage people to download your online banking app. You can direct iOS or Android users to the appropriate download page that works with their device. So there are actually additional extensions to use, which you should check out. These tend to work best for financial institutions. The others kind of focus on a more e-commerce angle. But even though you might have these all active, it doesn't mean they're always going to show with your ads. Google still reserves the right to choose which extensions to display along with your ads. So best practices. When you're writing your ad copy, let's keep these points in mind. First, keep it related. Ads should match with the keywords you're targeting. So if you want to show up for searches on auto loans, your ads better talk about auto loans. If you, in your account, run multiple ads at once, at the minimum, have 2 or 3 versions of your ad running. You can see which ad copy performs the best and then create better ads based on that information. And then send your traffic to the most relevant page on your site. So a lot of rookie advertisers, they'll send all of their traffic to the home page, which is not good. If your ad is talking about auto loans, send them to your auto loans page. And if it looks like your current landing page isn't driving results, look at making changes or create a custom landing page that is meant only for this traffic. And then financial regulations. So we know that there are rules in advertising specifically for banks and credit unions, and many of them can pass along to online ads. However, with the shorter amount of space, you can't necessarily fit all of the fine print. So make sure your ad copy isn't misleading and your website spells out the details. Follow general compliance and common practices when it comes to mentioning rates or offers and try to keep it simple. On the display network, you can run text ads, banner ads, and responsive ads. Text ads work similar to search ads and fill space on sites where the advertiser has chosen not to show image ads or has space only for text ads. Banner ads are the most commonly used. There are over 15 banners in different sizes you'll need to create artwork for. Make sure your ads attract attention, convey your message easily, and have clear call to actions. Also make sure they feature any NCUA, member FDIC, or equal housing lender logos as needed. And also be sure to feature your logo in the design as well. Responsive display ads, these feature an image, text, and a logo. So your image actually must be greater than 600 by 314 pixels. And the reason for this is that this type of ad is meant to resize itself into any space on a website, regardless if you're on a computer or mobile device. So it gives you the opportunity to show on more sites for more users. So as your ads go live and you start to see impressions and clicks, how can you determine if they're helping you reach your goals? With conversion tracking, you can actually set up actions which must take place on your website that you would like to be considered a goal. And that could be something like filling out a contact form, a loan application form, signing up for an email subscription. You can also track events if you know specific actions on your site are important for your overall goals. So this can be clicks on your phone number, clicks to download banking apps, downloading specific files. You can also track user behavior on your site and set it so that views of certain pages or paths users take on your site, or even how much time they're spending, can be considered a measurable goal. So these last 2 examples, while they are not the final lead generation outcomes we know are the most important, they can actually be considered key performance indicators, which help you see if your site is doing its job to lead people to contacting you eventually. Whatever your key performance indicator is, you can use Google Analytics to set these up. You'll then connect your Analytics account with your Google Ads account so you can see how your ads are driving results. And if you're looking for a way to track even more data beyond Google Analytics capabilities, I suggest taking a look at Google Tag Manager. This actually provides a way to step up your tracking to an advanced level. Either way, having tracking in place is important because it'll help you make decisions based on hard data. And this can impact which keywords you're investing in, which ads perform the best, and where you should invest your budget. So let's talk about budgets. This actually brings up an important question. How much should you set aside for all of this to happen? Up to 86% of financial marketers consider budget constraints a moderate to major challenge. So if that's you, here are a couple of ways you can look at how to figure out your budget. Really, when you're just starting out, there are no wrong or right answers as to what to set aside. If all you can spare is $700 a month, let's do it. Let's see how we can best use that budget to deliver qualified traffic to your website and what type of return that will bring you. Smaller budgets like this means more strategic planning. You're not going to be able to advertise for every type of account or loan you offer, so you'll need to select which you're trying to drive growth for. And if you're located in more competitive, larger metropolitan markets, expect to pay a higher price per click than your counterparts in rural areas. There's just more banks and credit unions competing with you, and that drives up costs. If you're looking for a benchmark, according to this year's digital banking report, financial institutions surveyed said they plan on setting aside, on average, 36% of their marketing budget to online marketing, which includes digital ads, their website, and social media. So overall, the financial service industry is projected to spend over $15 billion on digital ads, with over half of that going to display ads and the other remaining amount going to search ads. And then there are tools available which can help you get a sense of what's required to spend to make an impact on your marketing efforts. When we run projection reports for clients, which you're more than welcome to contact us about, we're pulling in data from different resources which uses historical data to return estimates on clicks, impressions, and average cost per clicks. It is well known that these numbers aren't always 100% accurate, but they give you a general idea of what to work with, and you can use it as an estimate and make a judgment of how much over or under you'll need to invest. So whether you're using one of these options or a combination of each to determine your budget, the beauty of it all is that everything is flexible. Your daily budgets, maximum cost per clicks, all of that can be changed at any time. And as your account is running, you'll start to see what's working and what isn't, and you'll be able to make decisions based on that data. So once you have your account set up, it's important to keep tabs on it. You can't just let it run by itself. There's a lot you can do to maintain and ensure you're getting the best return on your investment. So some of the things we look at while we're managing accounts are adjusting bids, how much we're willing to pay to make sure we're not overspending or missing out by having too low of a bid price. Sometimes keywords will require a minimum cost per click to even be eligible for viewing. So watch out for that because it does change all the time. Refining keyword selections. Sometimes some keywords don't pan out the way you hoped, and it's okay to cut them. And it's okay to keep looking for new opportunities and adding new phrases that you didn't think of before. And then again, testing on ad copy. So this is simple and you can do it to varying degrees, from testing completely different ad copy against each other to testing ads that are identical but have different headlines. Keep adjusting and finding the best combinations that deliver the better result. And then budget allocation. So make sure your account is staying on track to meet your budget goals and being used properly. With conversion tracking and your key performance indicators as your guide, you can move funds around as needed to make sure you're investing wisely. And if you see something that's really working, then you can share that data and request additional budgets. Okay, so hopefully this gave you a better understanding of how Google Ads as a tool works, and it gives you the space to create your strategy and then put it to work for you. So if anyone has questions, please feel free to submit them. Also, if you're looking for strategy help or have questions later on, feel free to reach out to me or your account rep. And please feel free to talk with us about launching a new account or managing your existing one. We know, you may not always have the time to step in and run with all of the marketing ideas you have, so let us be your partner. We provide complete management and reporting to keep you in the loop and the discussions going.